Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for being here. So glad you could make it. Aquarius, we're going to see what messages are coming in for you from Spirit. This is for all Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter sign placements. I already shuffled, laid out your spread. Let's dive right in, shall we? Now, Aquarius, the overall energy for the month is the Two of Swords. So, decisions. I feel that there's going to be a need to make a lot of balanced decisions. I also feel like you're experiencing some difficult decisions. You may be dealing with a little bit of a stalemate or stagnation between yourself and another person. For some of you, I feel like your ability to make a decision may be being cut off, or you feel like it's being cut off, where someone else may be overpowering in the decision process around something. You could be dealing with the Queen of Cups. Okay, this is someone who has their back to this Two of Swords, so someone may not be open to what your decision or choice is in the matter, or this is about whatever choice or decision that you are needing to make, that there may be a need for you to be mindful to make balanced decisions based on having compassion, what it is that needs to be nurtured and cared for concerning perhaps others or someone else. So this may require more than just how you feel and would want to desire to see happen, but to make your decisions based on showing care and concern for others. Or this is something that you may be wanting or expecting here. There could be some sort of codependence here, but I also feel like there may be a need for you to make decisions that allow for things to be taken care of and nurtured, so much so that with this Knight of Swords, you avoid any drama, or that the decisions you make are decisions that yield being decisive and making rational decisions. This may cause you to feel cut off in some way as a result, or this may be about what you may need to cut off, or be mindful of what you are trying to, come at. I feel like there's a need to show some sort of compassion here, or have some empathy in order to bring something to rest. So there may be a need to contemplate and meditate on matters that you may feel at a stalemate or stuck about, or needing to make a decision. I don't feel like it's something that's about being against your better judgment, but it's against what you perhaps want to see happen instead. That may be something you really need to look at, because is it the right thing to do? Is it showing compassion? Or are you being shown compassion? But decisions are needing to be made. So I wanted clarity on this Two of Swords here. And so two cards came out. You got the Take More Time to Appreciate Nature. So I feel like, with all these colors here, there may be a focus on the heart of the matter. With this green and the red, there may be a focus on your root chakra, where you're focusing on what you have or your survival, right? There's a focus on love matters. Also with that yellow there, this is talking about your solar plexus. So this is also about what you can do, your personal power, your will in a situation, right? Your confidence, your self-esteem. And I feel what this is talking about is there's a need to perhaps, in the decisions that you make, to take more time to appreciate what's going on around you and see things from a loving standpoint, a nurturing standpoint, and operate from that space, even though things may be a little cluttered, or confusing, or distorting in some way to you. the way through in the decisions that you make, or where you may be experiencing a stalemate, or where you feel you may lack the ability to exercise your decision because you may feel it may be taken from you, or that it's better to change it. This is about appreciating what's going on around you, or finding appreciation for what's going on around you, where you can operate from a loving space with the decisions that need to be made by showing compassion and love, to have stability with all things and with all people. Now you also have, now is the time to practice temperance. See? So I feel like this Two of Swords, for some of you, this is you are at odds with someone else, or you are at odds within yourself about some decisions that are being made, or that you are a part of, or that you need to decide about. And there's a need for you to pace yourself, to be patient, to focus on having balance, to have more patience, to not do anything in an extreme way, to examine and re-examine things. Prioritize. What's the priority here? What's the most important thing here in what you are looking at? And be rational about it, because this is asking you to blend, to find ways to blend. And that may not be something you could be exactly open to, or you may find that your need to blend causes you to have to sacrifice in some way, or perhaps you need that to come from someplace else or someone else. But definitely there are decisions that need to be made, and there's a need to remove stagnation, that may be existing, or the stalemate that may be around this for you, with whatever you're dealing with over the course of the month. Now, your energy and attitude, Aquarius, is you do have the Emperor. Okay, this is your energy. So this is you focusing on, well, first of all, this is a controlling energy, so you want to be mindful of that. This is a protective energy. This is an energy of where you may be focused on how to build, but certainly very much focused on stability and how to manage things. Now, you may be trying to stick with a particular approach, or there may be a need for you to be more open and flexible to the possibility of another approach being allowed here. This is about you having leadership, being the builder of your world, having control, authority, right? Now, the Emperor is kind of looking over at the money and finances sector. So let's see why. So on your money and finances, you have Death. Now, these cards are very, very explicit in nature. So, you know, discretion is advised. The image here is a little off-putting. Okay. But with Death here around your money and finances, there may be some of you experiencing a loss with money, or many of you experiencing a loss with money. But you're trying to see how to manage things, how you can change or transform your situation, even though you may be experiencing a loss of money here. And so that is your focus, how to manage and maintain and protect your money, or seeing what you can do to resurrect what was lost, or adapt to the losses that are here, to get organized or reorganize yourself here. Now, in your relationships and friendships and love, you have the Hierophant. Now, for some of you, you're dealing with a Taurus. Others of you, you could be dealing with a Scorpio or an Aries, or all of these characters could be at play here. But this is the Hierophant in your friends and relationships and love sector. So this is you and who you are in connections with, being very committed. There may be a focus on marriage here. I do see that the Hierophant is pointing towards the Emperor. So you may be having connections with others, or in relationship where they're committed to you, because the Hierophant is pointing to the Emperor. So you may have a lot of support at this time. Now, some of you, I feel like you're so focused on money that you're not focused on your commitments, while your commitments or family or your love connections would like more commitment from you. So you may be a little distracted. This is also perhaps you trying to manage things better and change things within your relationships and dynamic to form better commitments. You may be trying to establish things, or there are things that are being established within your friendships, relationships, and love life with this Hierophant energy. There may be a focus on tradition here. You may be focusing on coming up with a system that you're creating and structuring to organize so that everyone can benefit and everyone can be stable and be sustained within it. Let's take a closer look at the Hierophant. There may be some rules, or you're being of service, or someone's being of service to you in terms of your commitments or family, relationships, or in love. For some of you, you may be turning to an institution, or your family or who you're dealing with is turning to an institution to have something managed concerning you, or regarding some sort of a system where your money is connected and you're experiencing a loss, or you're trying to see what you can do to make changes around. There may be some obligations that are not exactly being met by you or by who you're involved with. Spirit, tell me about the Hierophant, please. Give me 3 cards. Tell me about the Hierophant, please. Give me 3 cards. But the Hierophant is talking about being of service, being conservative, having a blind devotion, if you will. Tell me about the Hierophant. For some of you, as it has to do with love, who you're dealing with wants more of a commitment, and you're not there yet. And you're not there yet because your money's funny. And so entertaining more commitment, whatever leveling up of commitment that is being expected of you, you have your back turned to that because you don't like where your money is, or you feel like you're going to lose money, or because you've lost money and your focus is on money and wanting to change that, you're not really open to visiting commitments and how to become more committed. For example, if some of you may be engaged or being pressured to engage, to engage, propose, or to even marry, and maybe that was on the table, maybe it's not, but what is certain is perhaps someone that you're involved with wants to visit this or wants to solidify this, and you're not there because you are focused on your finances. Now, at the bottom, you do have this Knight of Cups. So there's a waste opportunity here, a missed opportunity. Something may not be realistic in nature, or someone's trying to regain an opportunity that was missed, or there's a feeling that whatever opportunity was available is being moved away from by you or by someone else. Because in this Knight of Cups, he's looking back at that cup as if to depart from it, but that is also just laying around in this lake as if it's wasted, not being offered. Something may not be being offered. And so what's clarifying this Hierophant is this Queen of Cups, the Magician, and this 8 of Swords, clarifying the Hierophant. So you're trying to manifest something, or someone's trying to manifest something with you that they want to nurture, take care of, but there's some sort of interference here, which was mentioned, and that interference may be the loss of money, or a change that is happening with money, or the focus to try to change what's going on with money. And so there may be an issue with being able to maintain an obligation or commitment due to changes in money. And so there may be more of a focus of self-care, or there may be some sort of codependence here that's causing the interference for your ability to commit, perhaps to someone else or to the commitment itself that with who it's concerning. And so you may be focusing on how to liberate yourself first. And with this Magician, this may be also trying to be crafty, but there's an edge of deceitfulness, I feel, but certainly focused on dominating here. So you're dominating this, or someone is trying to dominate this situation to manifest what they want here, to end this interference, this trapped mindset, this feeling limited and restricted in connection. Someone wants to drink. More than what they're getting, or it's not enough. Now, at work, you do have the Queen of Swords. I feel like at work, there's a lot of concerns and worry about the changes or the loss of work, or what's going to end. I feel like there's no communication, that you're also worried about the lack of news, or worried about that you haven't heard anything yet. You haven't heard what's going to change with work. The Queen of Swords around work is someone who is trying to be logical, usually is looking to be fair and to cut out what needs to be cut out. That may be some concern. Let's take a closer look. Tell me about the Queen of Swords. Or you may be concerned that you're going to be let go, or some of you, as it has to do with work, you have been let go and you're not saying anything about it. Tell me about the Queen of Swords. Some of you are trying to make decisions about whether or not you're going to return to work. Thank you. You have the Six of Pentacles. Strength. And the Three of Wands. Some of you are feeling concerned about being forced to return to work. Underneath that, you got the Two of Pentacles. So there's juggling, or needing to make a decision, or there's a change, or needing to adapt. But on that Queen of Swords, you do have the Six of Pentacles, Strength, and Three of Wands. So I feel like you are trying to have some restraint, trying to be strong, however difficult, with how work is going to be balanced. How are you going to be supported as it has to do with work? What you're going to get, or what you have to put in regarding work, and how things are going to move forward. And so you're trying to be strong. Some of you feel forced. You are pushing for new things to be implemented at work, or you're concerned about the push from your employers about what they will give and what they're going to move forward with, and how that's going to change things for you. In your home, you do have the Nine of Wands. With this Nine of Wands, you are feeling tired and wounded and exhausted in the home, where you've been trying to endure and overcome. You may be experiencing or tired of going through having a particular regiment, or having to um, manage commitments, or you're tired of being of service, perhaps, where you're giving and giving and giving in the home, or doing and doing and doing in the home, and it's causing you to be tired. You may be feeling unappreciated, feeling a little unappreciated. Whoa. Tell me about this Nine of Wands. Or, your current connection, relationships with family, or your support system is very demanding of you at this time. And there may be a need for more of a system to be in place to alleviate you. You may be on the defense. But you're tired. You kind of want to surrender. Tell me about this Nine of Wands. Oh, okay. We had some cards coming out for you. So we have the Ace of Cups, which was kind of sideways, with the Queen of Swords, and this Five of Swords on the Nine of Wands. Yeah, that's happening. Oof. So, there may be a need to come up with better decisions with how to endure and overcome and persevere with what you're doing at home. Because with the Four of Cups underneath, you may be dissatisfied with the way things are, the way things have been going. And you may be needing to figure out how to cut away at how things are being done to allow for you to get a little more you time. Because it looks like you're not getting that because of all the demands of service that is put upon you, that's causing you to feel exhausted. You need some sleep, Aquarius. And so with this Ace of Cups, this Queen of Swords, and this Five of Cups, this is there's a need to be logical, or you could be dealing with someone in the Queen of Swords energy who you may see as being detached from their emotions and not really showing a whole lot of compassion and care towards you, but is causing you conflict with what they want you to offer to them, or how they want you to fill their cup. Or you may be trying to figure out how to overcome and persevere and come up with a strategy that for an opportunity that you can create for the home that allows for you to address the conflict that you're experiencing, because you may be feeling defeated due to you feeling tired. There may be two of you in a home that is feeling tired and defeated, and some of you may be turning to a Queen of Swords for some sort of reprieve, to be a support to you at this time so that you can get some rest. There may be a lot going on, like with little kids and kids needing schooling. That may be going on too with the Hierophant, where you're teaching or gaining more information and knowledge within your connections, or looking for wisdom, or trying to apply wisdom in your connections here so you can endure and persevere at a time that is causing you exhaustion and tiredness. Now, the unexpected is the King of Wands. So this is either you, or there's someone in the King of Wands energy that's engaging you in some way. But the King of Wands is very assertive, achieve oriented. And so what's unexpected here is that you may be able to achieve something here with this King of Wands energy. Also, what's unexpected is that you may have an aggressive behavior or response or reaction, or you may be receiving an aggressive behavior, response, or reaction from someone else. This also could be, you needing to Be mature in your actions and be mindful not to be too hasty in your decisions or being impulsive, but to be assertive and goal oriented and achieve those goals. And be mindful of how you assert yourself, with what direction you're going or what it is that you're addressing here. It's possible that you are looking to make an impact or seeking to stimulate something here. Tell me about the King of Wands. You may be trying to deal with a change concerning the King of Wands or achieve a change. And you're trying to persevere. Get over the hurdle, if you will. Tell me about this King of Wands for Aquarius. But with this Emperor here and the King of Wands, I feel like there's a need for you to be mindful about the controlling energy that is existing here, where there may be a need to get something under control or to exercise your authority. But you want to be careful about how you go about this, because the King of Wands in the upright can be very assertive, can be very charming, is a go-getter, is able to enlist the help of others, can cheer everybody else on and get them motivated. But if the King of Wands is in reverse, the King of Wands can be mean, nasty, manipulative. The King of Wands can be very pushy and controlling, and overbearing. Tell me about the King of Wands. Thank you. On that King of Wands, you have the Four of Cups, the Sun, and the Four of Swords. Underneath that, you do have the Moon. So you might be in your feelings. You could be experiencing some anger, or someone could have some anger towards you. There could be some confusion, fear, or doubt, or worry here. Now, for some of you, there may be a need for you to tap into your intuition to guide you in a matter that you may feel in the dark about, or have some uncertainty or uneasiness around with what you want to achieve. Now, clarifying the King of Wands is the Four of Cups, the Sun, and the Four of Swords. So you do have fours here. And with the Emperor, there's a four as well. So there is a focus on some sort of stability. Okay? There is a focus on perhaps leadership. A focus on perhaps there's an air of restlessness or a sense of needing to persevere or self-preservation. You may be focusing on trying to have teamwork. But this is also saying that you may be putting in a lot of hard work, an all work and no play. You may be trying to restructure something. You may be trying to contain or uplift a situation, secure something, or conform, create rules, create order, achieve a system. But something comes to light with the Sun. Whatever comes to light may feel like it's burning you, right? Or you get burned in some way and you are disappointed or dissatisfied, or you may be focusing on trying to seize an opportunity and trying to figure out how to put it to rest and to break free and how to achieve that. There may be issues around your energy and needing to try to seize an opportunity or a way to get some rest. That may be what you're seeking to achieve, is just simply trying to figure out how to go to fuck to sleep and be undisturbed. But something positive that's going to happen to you is the Seven of Coins. So with the Seven of Coins energy, this is about your ability to put in the energy and effort to tend to everything that needs to be tended to, even though you may be exhausted. with what needs to be managed, with what needs to change, with what you can try to resurrect after any loss that you're experiencing. Your ability to transform your situation here. But I also feel with the Seven of Coins, what is also positive here is that you have support. There are others supporting you in what needs to be tended to and worked on or looked at in order to put in the energy and effort to have more success with the situation, to improve it. And so the likely outcome here is the Eight of Cups. So there is some emotional dissatisfaction here. And so with the Eight of Cups here, this dissatisfaction may be with other people, because there are several people in this image. So there's some people you're not happy with, or something going on in a family dynamic, or in a particular connections that you're not satisfied with, that you may be trying to figure out how to manage and work on and achieve, moving on from that dissatisfaction, perhaps for yourself and who else is involved. And you may be trying to come at it logically because you're tired, and maybe who you're dealing with is tired too, and you want to bring that to an end and change it. And so you're trying to be more organized, so there's a need to be more organized. Tell me about the Eight of Cups. Thank you. You have the Ace of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and you have the King of Cups. Underneath, you have Death. So there's a focus on how to change things, how to figure out how to change this shit up. Or bring something to an end. And so there's a focus on looking at the reality of things, coming to the truth, or focusing on how to get clarity or get a breakthrough that allows you to get emotional satisfaction with all that you have had to be accountable for or responsible for, or that there is a need to be accountable for and responsible for here. And so you may be seeking the next opportunity. An opportunity may have been wasted, but you may be trying to figure out how to find a new one to change up the emotional dissatisfaction that's being experienced here. And you're seeking how to go about getting contentment, because whatever you've been working with was a waste of time, a waste of energy, and it wasn't realistic, or it's not yielding the results, or you have to go back to the drawing board in some way. And figure out a way to heal it or refill yourself emotionally, or build up yourself again in terms of your energy and what you want to achieve, so that you can pursue a better cup, create a better cup, or not waste any more of what you have going on already. I feel like you want me to see this Death. Tell me about Death. So I do feel that some of you will move on from what's no longer serving you, and others of you will have to figure that out. It's going to take a little more time. Tell me about Death for Aquarius. For some of you, you are unfulfilled by what it is you're trying to manage with authority. Some of you may be dealing with authority or an institution or system that you are trying to get something assessed or worked on, attended to, and you may be at a loss for the ability to change it, or you may be working on how that can be changed. Because something you feel may need to be more balanced or be more fair, or there's something going on where you feel stuck. Thank you. So you have the Tower here. So you may be dealing with something very uncomfortable. There may be some sort of a rude awakening. You may be trying to avoid a mishap or from something being destroyed financially. You may be trying to deal with your adversities and issues before things start falling apart. Or you gaining some sort of epiphany that may be a rude awakening for you, because you do have the Ace of Pentacles with the Page of Wands and the Three of Pentacles here. And so I feel like this is, for some of you, some sort of news comes in about money that you did not expect or think about, or something new comes into form around your money that you were relaxed about. With this Three of Pentacles, this is somebody who's resting and don't notice or realize that someone's back there lurking. And so something's happening with work or with what you're working on, or due to the lack of working on or staying on top of things around money, or you perhaps being impulsive or doing something that you might have moved too quickly on. You may be trying to see what you can do, and your ability to bring something new in doesn't seem to be working. But it looks like it also could have something to do with children, perhaps money that's being paid out for children, such as child support. You may be trying to see what you can do to change and work on that. And you are working, you slept on it because now something needs to be done, and or it's creeping up on you and you're trying to see what you can do to change it before something messes up what you have worked on and built, or in order to keep something working. Some of you, I feel like you're not going by the best of ways in order to work on what needs to happen around your money. That you may be being a little irrational or impulsive about what it is that you want to bring into form around money that you want to work on. And some of you may be trying to go about it in an underhanded way, which is ill-advised, because you might get caught with that Two of Swords, or you might get stuck. So let's see what some guidance is for you, Aquarius. But I do feel with your money and finances, if you survey, keep a close eye on your money so that you can make sure you can take it in a new direction with whatever it is you feel you may need to figure out or try to create or do here. There may be something to do with you expecting some money to arrive, a new source of money to arrive, and you thought something was working, but behind the scenes, something's not working. Something's not working that causes a loss of money. What is the guidance, please, for Aquarius? There also could be something you're just trying to do, some new action you're looking to take about your money to establish something new. And you may have trouble with that working. Or you may be a little too confident about it's being worked out for you the way you intend. And something creeps up on you to give you a rude awakening. What is the guidance for Aquarius about their money and finances, please? Thank you. You have she who enfolds, suave embrace, self-care. Interesting. That is your guidance. So let's take a look at what that's telling you. Coming from Trinity, I think her name is. Who knows? She's still giving advice, even if I can't pronounce her name. All that great. As I learn the alphabet. So, she who enfolds. She who enfolds. So something is unfolding here that you may not, that's unbeknownst to you too, since I said unfold. But with she who enfolds, this is saying to you, it comes to you to teach you to trust and protect your layers. Do not be an open book now. Let those who would know you have a challenge. You are not being coy. You are being careful with your precious self. It is important to make this distinction. Sometimes we open ourselves up too soon and too much. Be discerning with how much you reveal so others understand you are not to be taken lightly. Remember, it is perfectly acceptable to hold parts of yourself back until you are ready. Some questions to ask yourself is, how can I comfort myself right now? Who deserves to see past all my layers? What should I allow myself to embrace? I feel like what this is talking about is that you need self-care. There's a need for you to take care of yourself. You may have been very giving, perhaps even over-giving, and maybe it's needed or required, but you're burning yourself out emotionally, and in your energy, and maybe in your finances as well. So there's a need to revisit this and examine how you need to work on things, or perhaps get more support. I hope these messages help. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.